It's tissue.
It's not. It's not
It's
wrong. You look like a mug. I think they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Hey.
Oh, you're alright.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I should have opened the door. Should have said.
Yeah, maybe you should have said.
Alright, fucking calm down.
Yeah, maybe you should have said that.
You guys alright though, yeah?
Not bad. Yeah, all my mental right now.
Why?
Today's not my day.
What's up?
Today, is it?
So, my first question for these is usually going to be, how do we know each other? I forgot to do that.
Okay.
So how do we know
It's
each other?
how do we know each other?
It's self-evident.
I know you from where?
Just drop the location and everything.
specific. All the way out. Okay. Jesus Christ.
How long have we known each other? It must be
20 years, 19 years.
like that.
Is it?
Have you got the postcode?
Me and you must have known each other. I think we've been friends since year 7,
Yeah.
but we deduced the other day that we had actually played out together
Yeah,
before.
right, okay. So, I moved to this town when I was in like year 2.
We're just gonna bleep over it. Come on. I'll give you my postcode.
I moved here in like year 2. Moved to the primary school. Weren't we friends? Because I think we were.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, I think I overvalued our friendship.
I think we were
I was
friends.
like, Imran is my best friend,
I
and
don't
he's just like,
remember
yeah,
a
me and
lot.
Harry. Yeah,
Nah.
bleep again.
Me and Harry were friends.
Yeah.
No, because I don't remember a lot. I think we were friends because I wrote this down. I think we were friends in like primary school, and then we kind of grew apart a bit.
Hmm.
But
Year 7.
in year 7, I remember you coming up to me with
That's why
Ross
it's
and
so
being
dodgy
like,
on camera.
"Hey, this is my friend. This is Ross," and then you introduced Ross to
Yeah.
me.
Mm.
And then throughout year 7 to what year 13.
Mm.
That's it. We stuck together.
Mm.
Then we
Yeah.
kind of grew apart,
Mm.
and now within like the past like
Few
5 years,
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
got closer.
I feel like. Sorry, you go. My bad.
No,
You go.
for me.
Imagine you birthed.
Imagine.
Sorry, you go. My bad.
For me, yes, like so year 7, first day, in class, we
What
got
class?
it was form class. Okay,
Form class.
Form
class. We were sat in a circle and we had to introduce ourselves to the left and right. I ignored right. I just looked at Ross and he looked at me and we literally pretty much simultaneously were like, "Are you?" And yeah, then from there we were like sort of friends.
Imagine he said the wrong name.
And
I
Matt,
see it Ross.
Imagine.
Are you Mo? So, one question I want to talk to you guys about. I feel like the 3 of us are in a huge transitionary period in our lives. I could be wrong.
Oh, I don't know about you two, but yeah, definitely. for me.
I think mine's slightly different, but yeah.
I just what do you feel has changed in your life? You don't have to talk about anything that you don't want to, but what do you feel has changed in your lives?
I was thinking about this earlier, because especially for like jobs,
Mhm.
ever since like year 8, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just making up a number, but like young, always wanted to be a doctor, right? And I was like reading up on medical things, and I got like a good knowledge
Mhm.
on all things medical. I subscribed to like medical journals. I was like doing the whole thing. I completed I think it's called CATS. It's like an exam
Yeah, I have
that
no
you have
idea.
to do to get into medical school. Did that. Went for interviews for medical schools like in 6th form and stuff. And then didn't get into medical school. I was like, oh, cool, I'll just go to uni for something else.
Mhm.
And then transition. But then that changed, and I liked chemistry because I did chemistry. And I was like, oh, I might go into chemistry. But then I learned about the industry there, didn't want to do that.
Bit
So
fucked.
every like step of the way, as I've come to what I'd call like the end of just about to get into it, it's changed.
What the way you feel about it, or the actual
Yeah.
like? Okay,
Well,
fair.
Yeah, because whether it's like me voluntarily changing the way I feel about it or involuntarily, like I couldn't help not getting into medical school. But then by not getting into medical school and doing chemistry, I changed my opinions on being a doctor,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be anymore.
Okay.
And then I voluntarily changed my opinion on going into chemistry and stuff like that because I don't like it. And then I got the job that I'm in now. So, and now I don't really know what exactly to do because I feel like the job that I'm in now isn't
Yeah.
where I want to be. Like, isn't reaching my full like potential.
I'd agree.
So every step of the way, it's like changed. But now I'm in this like big change period of like I don't know what I want to change into or to or whatever, but I want to.
Do you feel? Because from my perspective, it's sort of the narrative's pushed that if you're in this period of I don't know what to do, you're failing. I don't think that's the case. Do you feel this is more like this sort of an uncomfortable limbo, or do you feel like this is like okay, time to explore and shit?
For me, yeah. I don't know.
For me.
I
What,
feel
explore?
like that's the like the opinion of like if you're not in a good paying job and you haven't got like influence outside of like in your workspace or whatever, then you're a failure. And yeah, I do. It is a struggle.
Definitely,
because like
yeah.
I'm not where I want to be, and I've got to try and battle with the okay, I'm failing then, and try and move into the. It's just this space and time is just where I'm at, and that's fine because I'm not struggling, and I'm not like angry or sad about where I am. It's just
the uncertainty.
It's just like I'm not at where I want to be.
And I suppose the difficulty is it's not knowing where you want to be as well. It's
Mm.
knowing you have a desire to do
Yeah.
something. But yeah, I think I was like, I think I was quite lucky in knowing very early on what I wanted to do.
I've always been jealous of that.
I guess, but I've always been gearing towards that stuff. But like I said, I don't think it's a negative thing to not know. It's a negative thing to not know what you want to do and just sort of close up. I feel it's a negative thing to do that. But if you're open to like, oh, I can do this, have a look into this, that's
That's
fine.
a good point because like if you don't know what to do and you're not doing what you want at that moment, but then you're just like you just give up with it. That's when not necessarily a failure, but like that's when you're letting yourself down.
That has been me like teetering on the edge for fucking years at this point.
What do you mean?
Well, because I've never known what I wanted to do ever. I've like from a young age. To start at the beginning, from a young age, I've been like underinvested in. I've never had people speaking to me about what I want to do.
Yeah.
So any interest I've ever had, it phases out eventually. Okay. So like my parents never read with me, shit like that. But when it came to like choosing your choices, I chose fucking geography and shit like that. Then
you chose music as well, huh?
Yeah, that's GCSE. Like, what the fuck? And then I got rid of music because of anxiety, and that's silly. Then when you get into sixth form, I chose psychology. No, I chose sociology, history, and art. And then I did them. Then I was like, no, fuck that. Changed it. Psychology.
But again, was that out of anxiety though?
Yeah, and because I went into history and the entire class didn't. They thought, why are you even here? Because I didn't do GCSE, so it's going to be harder. But then I didn't do psychology or sociology at GCSE, so it was just a whole thing.
Yeah.
So now I'm interested in music. I'm interested in art. I'm
Making all
interested in
that shit, yeah,
history. I did none of them for GCSE. I
Mhm.
did none of them for A level. So it's like I haven't got the basis to go anywhere.
Mhm.
I haven't got the drive really to push myself because I don't specifically know a goal.
But I don't know if that's necessarily you're not pushing yourself because you don't know. I don't think you're pushing yourself because you're scared of where it could go.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
that
just
awkward phase. You're like, that scares you. Getting to the end is what you want, but that is that middle phase that scares you.
yeah, it just for me it's like it's a whole lot of effort and work when there's no direction.
Yeah.
Um,
But like I said, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's necessarily true though. What you're saying,
Mm.
because you're saying like, I'm not pushing myself, but you are, because you are trying the different things and different new things.
I guess
You are starting stuff, and that is pushing yourself.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people, like even me, you go like, oh, I'm not pushing myself. I'm not doing the best that I can because you're not producing amazing music or amazing art, and you haven't got thousands of followers on Instagram for your art or whatever. But that's not really the case, because that's years down the line.
yeah,
That's years of like dedication and commitment. But what you're doing now is the only thing that you can be doing now is committing to starting new stuff and like and just taking the time to improve what you do. Like you said that you want to start making more videos, and you will be, but you
Yeah.
need to set up your
My room
room
and
first.
yeah,
But it's not like you're failing now because you're not making videos and they're not getting hundreds of thousands of views, and your TikToks are not getting hundreds of thousands of views. You're making them, or you will be making them, and that's what's important, and that's what kind of
yeah. I just need to push myself
Yeah.
and get over that boundary.
To be fair though, you're always the one saying to me, "Hey, we should do this. Hey, we should do that. Hey, we should do this." And it's me that lets you down. I feel in that aspect. And I'm doing some of it now, but like on my own thing. Like we have a song that we need to finish. I think we've got like 2 or 3 songs we need to finish. To be fair,
With the creative side, I need to get the motivation to do it, or force myself to just get on with it.
make it become a habit.
Yeah. That will come when my room's sorted. Job wise, I'm very much comfortable, and I even need to be getting into a routine with the creative stuff. So I'm actually doing something with the spare time I have, or I need to be getting a new job, but I'm comfortable in the new job. And that's where I've always sort of been. It's like an anxiety thing. I self-sabotage constantly. Like if I go to a new a job interview or something, I'm so informal, and I don't
punch them in the face.
I just punch. I just like imagine they're a wall and I put my fist through it, like
Pee
I
on
did with
potential
my
employees.
bedroom.
Speaking of that sort of stuff, what things are you watching, listening to, playing at the moment?
The Office.
The Office.
Because-
I'm so glad you've been watching The Office.
Because my room's turned upside down with DIY.
Yeah.
I have had no access to PC, no access to my Switch, to anything gaming wise. It's literally just been what can I watch, and I'm not in the mood to watch anything, so I've just put The Office on, and I've been binging it. I'm literally almost finished with season 5.
It's such an easy thing to binge
It's
as
such
well.
an easy thing
It's
because
so
they're
good.
only 20 minutes, and it's actually entertaining.
Yeah. There's nothing in it that's like too crazy. You're not going to come away from like being like extra theories and stuff like that. It's definitely a show that suffers from like season 1 syndrome,
Yeah. I tell everyone that
but it's so
to
good.
skip season 1 now.
I
Good.
just realised that I just acted as I was looking at a camera when there's a camera right there.
Do it. We'll end up doing it throughout the episode
Oh, okay.
anyway. and shit.
I think I realised the other day, or made up my mind, that I don't really like sitcoms.
I love sitcoms.
I know you do.
It depends.
And I
It
want
depends.
to,
Yeah,
but I
really
just
depends.
can't get into them. I've been watching Better Call Saul. I'm on season 3 now.
I need to get through Breaking Bad.
You don't have to watch Breaking Bad to watch
I want
Better
to.
Call Saul, but Breaking
want
Bad is amazing.
Yeah. What I saw of it was incredible. I just never carried on with it for some reason.
Breaking Bad is amazing the first time you watch it. is immensely boring the second time you watch it.
Nah, I watched it like 3 times.
You are
It is good.
a man.
It is good.
You
The
are
little
a man.
fine details. You are a man.
Man.
I am a man. I don't really like rewatching things
Yeah, same.
because like
Yeah.
I've watched it, but when I do, if I find something good, like a TV show, it's rarely movies, but
Yeah.
TV shows, you rewatch it again, you find like the little details,
Yeah.
Love that.
like
For me, that's Walking Dead.
yeah,
I don't think there's ever going to be a time that I'm not going to watch it. Like, I could just give it a year or two and then start from the
It
beginning.
would just be like your white noise sort of thing. For me, movies, TV shows, albums, they finish and I can press play again.
Mm.
Just watch it over and over and over.
Couldn't. I genuinely couldn't.
There's a good number of movies that I've seen probably into the hundreds. Easily.
hundreds.
Like this Christmas, during like winter period,
Yeah,
that film will finish, I'll press play again and I'll just keep watching it. I love that
I don't
movie.
think I could.
It's very
Do
good.
you know what's good though? And I will rewatch over and over again. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
What, the series?
Yeah,
So good.
not the movie.
Never watched it.
No, never watched.
Apart,
the
I've,
movie.
I've seen partial clips and stuff, but I've never
It's
actually
so
watched it.
good. I've not
So
finished it yet,
good.
but oh my god, it's probably one of the best animated shows in
Yes.
history.
I've slept
There's a
on it
new
so
series
much.
coming out. They're making a new series.
So there's Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then there's
Legend
Legend
of
of
Korra.
Korra.
Yeah.
Which is, it's alright.
Fair.
Obviously, it's not like as good as
Yeah,
the first, but it's not bad. And then they're making I think they're making a new series with the next Avatar, which is going to be like the rock ground.
It's not Aang.
It's not Aang.
Big wang gang.
I thought of another change, and this is going to sound like a joke, but this was actually quite significant for me. A big change in my life was peeing in the shower.
It saves water.
It does.
I feel like it's something that everyone does. They don't like to admit because it is pretty fucking grim. Because you are your tootsies are stewing in your piss.
No, I
for
always
at
make
least
sure.
a second.
Why are you standing in your piss?
I always make sure I
your
lean-
legs are down there. What do you mean?
Stand back and aim.
I always make sure I lean a little forward. I do the Michael Jackson to pee in the shower.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
How
No,
small is
with-
your shower?
it's pretty small. So
Okay.
it's like
so
this.
don't piss in your shower.
Yeah,
His
exactly.
shower's like my fridge.
But you have a bath.
Yeah.
With the shower.
This
on
is
top of it.
easy.
So
He
you can
can
stand at
fucking-
the end of the bath.
He
I don't know what he's
he
doing
could-
leaning.
He could aim it like
Next
a
time I'm
mortar.
in the
and
shower-
it goes up and it comes down, bro.
Next time I'm in the shower and he's pee, come through, I'll
Yeah.
show you.
Nah, send us a vid.
You got a level 2 Clash of Clans mortar. You have. I haven't got room for that. If it's just I
I
don't.
haven't got room for that.
I haven't got room for that,
I'm
bro.
so glad my penis is the size it is because I haven't got room for anything bigger.
Don't talk about my shower, bro.
And they were like, why have you
No,
never done that?
right. We didn't think it was weird because you were
You
peeing in a toilet.
Everyone
we thought
thought
it was weird because you'd never tried it. Everyone's tried it.
I just thought it was
Everyone's
regular to
tried
pee in a toilet.
Yeah.
Well, it is. You try peeing
Yeah,
in the
sure.
shower.
Yeah,
you're
I think
like
that. I think you're being a dickhead for that one.
You peed in the shower.
Some
You
Iaz,
peed in the sink, bro.
I have actually peed in the sink.
you've
I had
peed-
actually peed in the sink.
You've peed in your mum's plants, thinking you're being ergonomical. What's ergonomical mean?
And
Was
that's
that
to do
you?
with, like, and that's to do with like spinal shit.
Yeah. It's like comfort of living.
No, I did pee. We had some neighbours over. No, yeah, I had some neighbours over
It
once.
gets worse. doesn't it?
And-
It gets worse.
They had. Everyone was having a good time. So I ran upstairs and I thought, oh, it'd be quick if I just peed in the sink. So I peed in the sink and then ran back downstairs.
Kids do weird shit, don't they?
Oh, I did some dumb shit
He
as a
was
kid.
17.
No, I was like 5. I don't think I ever told mum and
Okay.
dad. So when they watch this, they're like,
So you had to
"What the
climb
fuck?"
on top of the toilet.
No, I had a stool.
No, he just unravels it. Goes. Imagine
No, I had a
Indiana
stool.
Jones in the background.
What if I accidentally lasso the tap?
That's what you turn it on. It gets caught. Goes down the plug hole. Did I tell you about the time? Yeah. So I was in the caravan. You've been caravan. You haven't been caravan.
I haven't been
We're not on that
We should
level.
buy
yet.
one.
Um,
Buy a level.
So I was waiting for food. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the placemats because it was nice in there. They had it set out. Placemats. I had the cutlery.
Yeah.
Why did I decide to just go like that? Yeah. Like I was bored. So I was like shaking about. Yeah. I fucking headbutted the knife. I'm.
Oh shit!
That
I'm
is
never
literally
telling
an
this.
inch. That scar there is an inch away because it was a knife that I headbutted. I could literally an inch away from being blind. I could have been blinded for my fucking entire life, basically, because I did that when I was like 7. Yeah, cool. Yeah,
It's only on 40 BPM.
Yeah, I'll shut the fuck up. It's fine.
It's calm. No worries. Do you think?
Yeah, shut the fuck up though.
So again.
Oh,
I did.
got a
So
scar
what?
from crutches.
Did you?
Yeah,
We'll
man.
do that then.
Oh, okay, right. So I say I broke my leg, right, because it's so much easier to say. No, actually, what I did is tore a tissue in my leg, which isn't a ligament. It's actually just something else.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
pretty
broke
easy
my
for
leg,
you to say.
right?
To be fair,
No,
you
so
tore
I
a
broke
tissue in
my-
your
I
leg.
broke
Chopped
my
up
leg.
his charming.
I was doing a racing competition at primary school,
Nice.
and I fell over some pavement. Should have sued the school because it was a bit
Uneven.
crooked, but
That's
broke my
right.
leg.
That is
Got
right.
crutches,
Yeah.
and I was at someone's birthday, and Harry was there, and he was like, "Oh, let me go on your crutches."
Of course he was.
So I was holding it, and then he pulled it, and then I pulled it, and then he pulled it, and then he let go as I was pulling it, and it smacked me in the eye.
Harry pulled you off.
Harry pulled me off, split my eyebrow open, but I didn't realise.
Is that there?
Yeah.
Fire!
I didn't realise.
I thought you
So
were
I
just sexy. aren't you?
blood.
Was there an injury for you that caused your nosebleeds, or has it just happened to you?
I think
Me.
it was just it just happened.
Was it? So there was at the school that I won't name to doxers.
Yeah,
I'm
you've already
learning,
done
bro. I'm learning,
We've
bro.
already done
No,
it.
we're bleeping out. Shut the fuck up. We're
Okay.
bleeping out.
Might do.
That pool,
Maybe.
that was there.
Oh god.
I hate that pool. It's so cold. But I put the
It was.
board underneath. The floaty boards. Right? I put that underneath.
I remember that.
I let go. It shot up out of the water and it hit you.
Smacked me.
'Cause
Right in the stars.
Oh, what?
Because
Did
I
you have
thought it was
nosebleeds
your
before then?
filling or something.
Did you have nosebleeds before then?
I had major nosebleeds before. Like,
Oh, fair. I'm
yeah.
taking this off.
I could get a knock. I could get like slightly stressed.
Yeah,
And it would just
no.
nosebleed.
See, I think mine's from a specific injury.
Is it?
Yeah, I had a mini drum kit when I was like 4. Instead of playing the fucking drum kit, I was spinning around with the chair,
That's ridiculous.
and
This is
for
as bad
some
as me.
reason, it is pretty much. For some reason, I went like that.
It's the exact same.
And just since then,
Oh,
do you remember the time I shit myself at Five Guys?
No.
If we had held
Clap
them,
again. Clap.
oh, if we had held them, there would have been no wrestling.
That's okay.
But when you first start, there's
We all
always gonna
deal. We all deal with shit. What's going on with you? Huh? What's going on in your life
What's
that's
going on with you?
giving you issues? Huh?
What are your issues?
What are your issues?
Let's be a therapy session.
Yeah.
Oh no, because you'd have to cut the entire thing
Oh.
out.
Stop
farting,
bro.
Yes.
Yes.
Pardon, I said
Jinx,
pardon
buy
me.
me a Coke.
Buy me a Coke.
It's the office.
Do an impression of a siren, an ambulance siren.
Bro cleared his throat.
This is serious shit.
I can't.
One of Shannon's questions is, which TV show character do you relate to most and why?
Oh. Okay, you go first. Because I got
Okay.
think. I got to think.
Cersei Lannister.
That's it.
I'm gonna have to cut that out.
Well, while you're cutting that out, I would say my actual answer: Jim and Pam.
Jim and Pam.
Jim and Pam.
Well, Jim, because but they've already got someone in it. But that's being cut.
Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit.
I did that to cringe you out. But yeah, no, I've got to think about that.
I think for me, I'm
True.
gonna go.
Shall we re-ask the questions because you're gonna cut?
No, I'll just bleep it out.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, just like beep 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 beep. beep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah.
This whole thing is gonna sound like a Morse code. I think mine's probably a combination of Fox Mulder from X Files. You guys don't know that. You guys have never
Okay.
watched X Files because you've never. Why have you never seen X Files?
I'm sorry.
No, it's just I've seen XXX files.
Wow.
I've never seen.
Back to porn.
I was gonna pull out a joke then, but I can't while through recording. I can't while through recording.
Oh,
Yeah, I think a mix between Fox Mulder from X Files, Betty Cooper from Riverdale, and Tony Soprano from Sopranos, just because I want that to be a thing.
See, I don't really know either, because it's like, does that mean, do you see yourself in them, or do they just like connect with you?
I think see yourself in them.
Because if it's that one, no.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. For me,
I'll bleep that too. Calm.
For me, I'm struggling. There will be a better option for me, but at the moment, what's coming to me is Daryl from Walking Dead.
Oh, that's nice.
Um,
That's nice.
Solid.
But later on, so after
It's not the pick one.
no, because he's a racist.
When I can't think of any TV characters,
Mhm.
right?
So
So
you
now
like sitcoms?
I'm just thinking about The Walking Dead. So I'd probably say Rick, because probably just because I'm a mediator.
Too many
Yeah,
Ricks.
I think
There's too many Ricks.
Okay, the first one.
yeah. If what I'm
It's
going
like
off,
he's more of a mediator between the group.
I feel like you're also a decent leader as well.
Sure.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Yeah.
I don't know, but that's just an answer because I've just thought of it.
I feel like you're a mixture of characters, but I feel
Mixed
for
race.
a base,
Mixed
I don't
race.
know. For a base, I'd say Dale.
Because he's the
what
one with
the,
the rifle.
He's the old man with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bucket hat and rifle.
Yeah.
Because
Solid
you're
dude, man.
very.
Solid dude, man.
If there's a big issue, it does not matter. Yeah, it does not matter how much pressure is on you. You will not go against your moral code.
That's sweet.
I
That's
genuinely think that because you're like, yeah, no, I do genuinely think Dale, but I feel like there's parts of other people in there.
Oh, easy.
No.
No, do you
I love
remember
that show.
Recess?
No.
Love Recess.
Recess
Was
fine.
so good. You always remind me of the.
Oh,
Here we go, fat kid.
No.
It's the fat kid. Come on.
No, the dude with the red hat. What's his name?
Oh yeah. The main character, brother.
I don't know. You kind of look like him. And Eric Foreman.
Eric Foreman. Fucking.
I don't know.
Jerry's got good.
Scissors.
I got a spot on my ear at the moment. This came today, and I keep
Mine's a
picking
Who's
it.
got the longest earlobes out of us?
The fuck?
Well, give me. He's got really short earlobes. Let's have a look at
Yours
yours.
are tiny.
I don't have
You've got
short
pretty big.
earlobes.
I've
I
got
think ours are pretty even.
Yeah,
Even earlobes.
Even earlobes. I got cute earlobes.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean they're good at.
To be fair, yeah, you got cute
enough to
earlobes.
suck on.
Okay.
Enough to give a good kiss, but not enough
Don't
to.
ever kiss my earlobes.
Why not?
Another question Shannon had.
Okay.
Get it, Shannon.
Is being an influencer a sustainable career, and does the platform matter?
Platform matters, but no and yes.
I feel like the word influencer is very strange.
Platform doesn't matter. Wait, what do you mean by platform?
TikTok, YouTube.
Oh,
I think
Instagram.
some platforms are a lot easier than others. Instagram is so hard, and it's a full time job.
Mhm.
It's like if you make TikTok your full time job, it's hard. But Instagram is so much harder just because of the way they run it. It's awful.
Fair.
what's the first bit? of the
Is it a
question?
sustainable career?
What does that mean?
I think like
It
could
is.
you live off it? I think
Yes.
it clearly is.
Definitely is, but by sustainable, no, unless you do it correctly. Because there are people, like for example, I literally watched a video yesterday. You know, Backpack Kid who did the flossing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got to a point where he was cringe,
Mhm.
but he didn't evolve it before that,
Mhm.
and then now his views don't even pull 1,000 views now. And that can happen, like for example, like with Zoella and all that crew. They were so fucking big, but now you don't hear about them.
But do they need to be big now? That's like the thing.
But yeah, because they've moved on in their life. Some of them have, but I don't think even if they tried to come back, they'd have to evolve their content to be able to come back. Because I think society's moved on from that type of shit.
True, but I don't know if it's about them needing. They still post and stuff like that, but like I think what's happened, they're not big. They're not like big social media stars anymore. But their fan base is concentrated down to people that will consistently interact with them. Something a bit more genuine rather than it being like a flash.
Yeah,
in the
no,
pan.
that is nice. That is nice because you have people that it's like a friendship group where everyone you all mesh well. That's great. But when you're talking about sustainability money-wise, with the way that's like TikTok is set
True.
up, the way
Yeah,
that
true.
YouTube's set up,
Yeah.
you need the masses. You need random people clicking. You know, I would, if I was setting up a YouTube channel, I would rather 100k people who are perfectly in tune. You know, like PewDiePie's audience, they're perfectly in tune with him. I'd rather have an audience that's perfectly in tune than 100k, as opposed to being rich with like fucking 20 million.
Yeah, same.
But the 20 million is going to be making a shitload more money than the 100k.
It depends on your timeline, because that's the whole reason for this. That this is so it can be interactive. I can post this even if I have 10 views and it's 1 or 2 people that consistently interact. That's 2 more people I can work with. That's 2 more people I can network with. That's 2 more people I can think of in a project. Like I've got a number of other projects going on that involve that.
No, I get what you
But
mean.
this is like
a handful of
building
people
on that.
is enough.
Yep.
Because I was Bereal came up and Kira's came up and in the back she had Animal Crossing stream and I saw the chat log and there was I don't know how, I've never watched her stream, but there was a few people. That'd be sick. I'd love that.
Kira is popping off.
Is it?
Yeah, it's so good to see.
That's good.
Always plug it on here or something as well.
Plug it.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, for me, because obviously I don't know, I was thinking in my head, oh yeah, she probably got like a handful of people that go and watch her and they talk. That for me is cool because it's like people I don't know, but it's a community of people that I mean, it might be an ego thing that like they're like surrounding me. We can talk about things, shit like that. I would like that. I think 100k is the limit. I think after that, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You have to be doing a lot more. You've got more of a responsibility.
It's the idea of creating manageable growth.
Yeah.
But also, like I say, we know the purposes of this, but this is also something that is very self-indulgent. I'm not going to shy away from the fact that this is a very self-serving thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it for ego necessarily. I'm doing it because I actually want to communicate with people. I actually want to make cool shit, and I can't.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, what is it that you do?
So obviously I do like art, digital art and stuff. The stuff that I'm interested in is like I can do clothing. I draw all my own shit and put it onto clothing. I haven't done it for a while, but I want to get back into it. It scratches an itch, and like although it's like an ego thing, it just the way it feels to see something that I've done on a bit of clothing. It's like I think because I've grown up thinking that this is a company that does it. That's far out. You'd never be able to have your own custom stuff. Having custom stuff to me seems like you're rich. Putting my own shit on a bit of clothing, figuring it out, and building it up, it's just so sick. It scratches an itch in my brain. And there's a few things I do, like the miniature things. So like you can make little miniature things. It just for me, it's so creative.
That's
and
good
it just
though.
Scratches an itch in my head.
It's good though. If you're acting on impulse, no matter how small it is, if you're doing it because you want to do it, that's fair. What do you do?
What do I do?
What do you do?
So I do YouTube and I make videos. At the moment, I'm making Hogwarts Legacy videos.
Plug it.
Unravel my bagel.
Is it? Yeah.
But no. I'm doing it because one, I'm just interested in it, and it's a creative outlet for me to sit down and not just make the videos and think of like, oh, what can happen in the video, to make it entertaining, not just for me but for others, but also just like editing it as well. I love that. Because like the majority of my life is, I don't know, what's the opposite of creativity? Like analytical, logical. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't say. I'd say the opposite of. That's a good question.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say. I think being analytical is still a form of creative thinking.
Yeah, when I said it, I was like, nah.
I think the opposite of creative
just
is probably
boring.
an insult to you, and I don't think it applies to you.
But no, it like you go to work and you do what you always do at work. And there are some times, there are some times where you can think of other ways to do things, and maybe it will increase productivity or whatever in your workplace. But most of the time, it's just you go to work and you do, and it's kind of mindless.
Yeah.
So this YouTube is like kind of a really good creative outlet. And then the second thing from it, it's like you were talking about the community from it, because I was with Havoc for a while,
Yeah.
which is a Minecraft server, and the community from that was just built. I don't want to say around me, but it was around me because it was based in Havoc, but it was people
He's distracting.
that hung out with me as a player and as a person, and joined in on Discord calls and stuff like that, and it was really nice because there was a sense of like belonging, and sense of community. And then when I started on Twitch. Actually, I started streaming in Discord, in the friendship Discord server, and there was one person that like consistently watched, and then a few other people like randomly would join, and then I got convinced to make a Twitch, so I did, and then that one person consistently watched that as well, and then some other people would join, and it was just cool because you just had that connection.
You
It
feel
just
like
goes
you're
back to the
building
connection.
something.
And then now with the videos, it's just cool to see the likes and the comments, mainly the comments, because you can see, you can just talk to people and you can see how your stuff is affecting them.
I think that's another reason why I had you guys on this, because I can step back and it's like a character study. What are you two doing? Because you two have a significantly bigger following than I do. I can step back and be like, okay, what are you doing? How can I apply that to what I enjoy?
TikTok. TikTok is it's sort of luck, but when you actually figure out the algorithm and then you hear news of the algorithm, it isn't luck. It's TikTok definitely putting their hands in the pie. But
that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Just good, isn't it?
Yeah. But my experience with that, I've tried to tell you and translate with you, because you can record your actual talent, because my videos I did were just luck, but your talent, you could ply TikTok with it, and then eventually it will blow up.
But I agree, but I also think the idea of, with anything creative, the idea of luck is it's weird, because I feel like you have to have that sort of fertile ground. You have to still be doing stuff.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't. There's this whole thing of manifesting. I think for the most part it's bullshit. You can't sit there and think of something that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the narrative that's being put across. But you have to be doing stuff. That's when someone pays attention. That someone could be the difference, or that something could be the difference.
That's what I mean when I say luck. In that, it's not like you post one video and you just hope, and you're sitting there and you think and you hope that it's going to get 10 mil views. It's that you do what you do, and the luck bit comes in that it's going to reach someone that will then interact with your video, and that interaction,
that's what triggers you.
Is what like boosts it more, and that's what gets more people that will interact with your video, because you can get 2K views on a video, but if no one interacts with it, it's not going to boost it. It's not going to boost the next video. So that luck, in the sense, is finding someone that will interact with your video.
Yeah, and that 2K view count, it fades. You're like, oh, that's it, but it fades away real quick. If all you're getting every single video is 2K, it fades real quick. Whereas when, let's say, you're getting 100 or 200 views per video, but you're getting comments, that feels better than the 2K.
Yeah.
But while you're doing that, you're wishing for the 2K.
Yeah.
And when you get that, but then no comments, it's nothing.
I think, obviously, there's a number of things I'm trying to do, like music, writing, comedy, whatever. But the bugbear for me at the moment, I suppose a lot of other people that do music, is it's building a following organically, but to do that, you do need to be putting content out there. It's weird. I enjoy making funny videos because like I said, I've said this before. The basis of a lot of us as friends is bits, like continuous bits and stuff like that, which I enjoy.
Most of our stuff we don't realise is actually really funny, and if you translated it into like a bit or a skit, it would work so incredibly well.
It really would.
But
really would.
we are doing it naturally. So if you just had an unknown camera following us all day, and that we didn't know about, you could edit it into fucking amazing clips. Then when you get clinical about it and actually try and do it, it might not work that well until later. We need a little bit of time to adjust.
The TikToks I have posted have been like funny. They are just thoughts I've thought, oh, that would be funny. I'm not someone that can. Every day I'm working, I'm doing something, but I'm not someone that can. I'm not a Tyler the Creator. I can't bust out a song in a few days, make like 80 different versions of it. I can't do that. If I write a song, then I have to take time to marinate on it. It takes me a minute, and then that's the song. I'm not looking to make other versions and stuff.
Is that because you're trying to make it as perfect as you can?
To a degree, easily.
Yeah. Because we were talking the other day, and that like, there's a fine line, and it's really hard to balance like just sending out videos, and then trying to make the best perfect video or music or whatever art that you can. Because if you try and make the most perfect, you're never gonna post.
This is the thing, yeah. I think like obviously people's process differs, and I like that because I feel like the process goes underappreciated. People only see the product, but given that, I also feel like the three of us have very different definitions of what perfectionism means for us. It's a perfectionism for us means something that we enjoy, we feel is perfect, but what we see as perfect is different. Three different things. If that makes sense. But like something like this, music, acting, directing, writing, whatever. For me, it's about setting up the right parameters and the right conditions to get the product itself, not forcing the product itself.
Yeah.
You've got the reservoir of knowledge. You've got it already. I would just say for you is record bits, keep posting, because you've already got your shit there.
What do you think the reservoir of knowledge smells like?
It smells like
Banana
blood,
and pecans.
sweat, tears, banana and pecans. No, you didn't get the laugh. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You didn't get the laugh.
Okay, I've got another question.
Go for it.
Do you think the creative process of someone can be dangerous?
Yes. Jared Leto. Yes.
Fuck Jared Leto. I don't.
Yeah. So yes.
He's a piece of shit.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. But not that he's
Heath Ledger. It's kind of dangerous what he was doing.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
But Heath Ledger's not a piece of shit.
No. But it's still dangerous. It's still dangerous. Like for mental health, for people on set as well. Not necessarily for Heath Ledger, but I know people on set when they go full into it. For method acting, it's awful to work with. Or if you're a perfectionist, but you're an arsehole at the same time, or sometimes you don't even realise you're being an arsehole. But it's definitely. It can affect people who are working with you. It can affect your mental health, so it can affect you. Definitely.
I'm not against method acting, but I think the idea of what method acting is has been put across in a very wrong way. Method acting isn't
you try and get into the character. And you do things to experience it so you can act better. You don't need to literally live the character for 4 months. For example, if you're playing a mentally ill person like the Joker, you don't need to go around and playing disgusting, awful pranks on your co-stars.
It's weird.
Which Jared Leto, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he did.
So it's, there are so many characters. It's fiction. If you're playing a character that is very handsy, very like he's like a sexist or he's like he molested people, you don't need to do that.
You don't need to do that shit.
Even if like at the very base your character's an arsehole, you don't need to be an arsehole to people. If you dabble, figure it out.
Dabble in arsehole.
You to be
Just
fair,
have a dabble in arsehole.
you dabble in arsehole.
Oh, okay.
No, but if you just sort of like, so you know how to do it, that's enough. You don't need to live it. You don't need to treat people like shit.
I'm not against like the whole thing of like staying in character, but like I say, you're still a person in reality. Do you know what I mean?
But not even like as extreme as those cases. Like what we were speaking about earlier is the perfectionism as well.
Easy, yeah.
In that, like, there's a limit to where yes, you want the best of your art, but there's a limit. And
until it's
detrimental to you, and you start to put yourself down, which subconsciously,
which would either affect the art or the next piece that you're doing,
or just you in general.
In general, yeah, exactly.
There's so many artists that strive for perfection and never get there because you can't. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And because they don't, they think of themselves as failures. And some people will commit suicide.
I think for me, I had a case. I was writing a book once, and I was in a very dark place when I was writing it. And every time I'd go back to it, I'd be back in that place.
Yeah.
Conceptually, I think it could be one of the best things I've ever written.
Okay.
In terms of actual content, it was dog shit.
Yeah.
But it just sucks that because I know I'm never gonna go back to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks I'll never be able to put that out and share that. But I think for my own well-being, I need to leave that alone.
Yeah, but not necessarily. Like, let's say you get to a point where you're releasing like amazing shit. You've got like a following, stuff like that. You can say this I wrote ages ago.
But
this part is
back
shit.
To that.
Yeah.
That is the painful bit. It's not just like I won't release it because it might be like dangerous. It's that
but you don't
even just coming back to it and thinking about it.
Yeah.
Is putting me back into the place where I was when I wrote
I wouldn't. The issue with it is I'd want to go back and edit it because putting something out like that, it's actually really bad. Like I say, conceptually it's great,
but that's progress. Let's say fucking years down the line, you've got this, you've built it up, and you say, well, this is me back then. You can preface it. You'll be like, it was really shit. It was fucking dog shit. But I think if I can pull this, and pull this, it was really good. But if you personally don't want to finish it because it will take you to a really dark place, that could be the seed for someone else.
That's the thing. I think you're right, because I feel like, having said that, there's going to be people now that are like, oh, I want to read it. I find it interesting.
Yeah.
And that's not why I've said it. I've just said it to be honest. But like,
cause
you're not wrong.
Because you can watch, like, for example, yourself, you'll watch a movie and you're like, that was painful. But you might like something that just scratches a little bit, and you can change it and take your own thing and make it so it's obviously not fucking copyrighted, but you can make your own thing. And obviously, you don't have to finish it and get yourself into that mental state, but you can still release it, saying this is unfinished, this is shit. It's like, for example, for me,
story behind it.
Yeah, like for me, I could fucking in 10 years' time, if I'm like an amazing painter or a fucking artist or whatever, say this is a piece that I did. It is shite. You can see it's shit. This is the reasons why it's shit. This is what I could have done better.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna if you in 10 years' time release a story, that is amazing, and then you say, oh yeah, by the way, this is something that I haven't finished, I haven't even touched for 10 years. I'm not gonna be like, oh, your work that you've done now is shit compared to that. It's like comparing my painting in 10 years to my painting 10 years ago. It just shows progress.
That also links to one of Shannon's questions.
Okay.
When you were 13,
when I was 13,
did you think you'd be here now at 23? And then following on from that, where do you think you'll be at 33?
So when I was 13, 100% I thought I would be your friend.
Nah.
That's cute.
Without a doubt, 100%.
Nah.
That's sweet. I appreciate that.
But I didn't know this. Like, I didn't have a fucking clue. I didn't know what, because obviously it relates back to, self-doubt and all that shit. I had no idea what I was going to be doing, anything like that. I didn't know I was going to be really creative or anything stuff like that. But I had no idea. You've changed a lot since.
I definitely have. I think
that's normal for kids.
it is. I feel like if you look back on who you were 10 years ago and don't want to beat the shit out of yourself, you've not really come that far.
Yeah, and that's why cancel culture is absolute dog shite. Because
I don't.
Because people change.
Culture. Yeah.
People can change within 2 years, 3 years. Because I did. Someone can say something and it flicks a switch and you're like, oh my fucking.
To be fair, yours was very environmental.
Yeah, definitely, definitely environmental and mental health and stuff like that. So that can literally, you could move out, completely change.
Yeah,
completely change. But over 10 years, that's a huge amount of time. You will completely change. And so if someone took something that I said 10 years ago and tried to apply it to me, I fucking cringe at shit I said in 2018.
That's not to say that
I delete all my Facebook memories, bro, because they're so fucking cringe. I want to rip my eyes out.
That's not to say that mistakes aren't still valid at the time. It's just don't judge a person for who they are now, I guess. There
is a certain level to how you can change. When it's a very core part of your personality, it takes a lot to change. So you need to have proved that you've changed. Like for me, back in sixth form, I was taking out a lot of my anger out on other people because I had a shitload going on. I was fucking very dark at that point, but it's still a part of my core personality to be very judgmental, and I still struggle with anger issues. I don't have outbursts now. I don't fucking, it takes a lot. It takes an extremely stressful situation for me to snap at someone. And I don't get to that point. But back then, because stress was so high anyway, just the surface level stress, I was snapping constantly. And I've just lost my train of thought. So
very cool. But another thing I want to clarify about cancel culture is that you cancel someone for committing a crime. Don't cancel them, fucking arrest them. That happens too often.
It's mad. It is mad.
There's a difference between like someone being cancelled or whatever, but and then actually like doing some horrible shit.
Oh, we really don't like him anymore, but he just fucking. How about you get the police?
Bleeping that. No, but still, I know what you're saying. Yeah. But yeah, so, sorry, I got away from the question there. About yourself.
13?
Yeah.
I don't really remember much when I was 13.
Fair.
But probably I would have thought that I probably would have been starting out as a doctor. Not sure where.
Yep.
Probably local. Probably local. I did a lot with my dad back then. Still do a lot now.
Yeah.
But it kind of like it went. I did a lot and then it didn't do like anything.
Yeah.
And now I've started to do more. So I probably want to stay local so that I could visit them and stuff. I'm nothing creative, I don't think, when I was 13.
I feel like I felt there was you didn't want to do anything creative. There was very insecurity there.
Yeah. Probably.
Because 2 years ago, if you asked me that you would be doing YouTube or you do anything like that, I'd be like, yeah, no. But you are now doing it. I wanted to do it before you, and you did it, and you've been consistent with it. Well, when I watch your videos, I see the quality, I see the entertainment value of it. I see you're fucking doing it. I'm like, that is cool. I want to do that too.
When you say creativity, are you thinking of like actual like what's perceived as creative, like art, music, acting, or do you mean like creative thinking?
So
Because
both.
I think I'd say you're a very creative thinker. Because to me,
Yeah.
creative thinking isn't be like, oh, music, acting. Creative thinking is just looking at things from a different perspective. And I think you're very good at that. I think you're very astute at that.
I feel like I'm good at, yeah. I feel like, because yeah, I was thinking about this earlier in terms of like what we were going to talk about
Yeah.
and creativity and stuff, and were we just going to talk about art and
Yeah.
all of that? But creativity also bleeds into
Mhm.
the way of thinking. And I said earlier about like work and how
Mhm.
it's just benign,
Yeah.
and you just do what's set out. But then there are bits where you can think outside the box,
For improvement.
think
Yeah,
differently, and
definitely.
see, oh, how can I do this differently, and what will it affect, and how can I do it, and stuff like that. And I really like thinking that way, and just what's the word, like brainstorming.
Yeah.
For me,
love that.
For me, it helps with anything. Like you just deconstruct the issue
Yeah.
and figure it out how you would do like whatever project you're doing. You deconstruct whatever issue it is and figure out. Like for me, when it comes to people and their issues, I think of it logically. When it comes to an actual thing that I'm doing, then it's sort of creative. I break it all down or whatever. But creativity and stuff like that really, really helps outside of like normal work, and it's wild.
Whatever. There's a number of things I've learned from a number of people, but mainly Kitty, who hopefully will be doing an episode at some point.
Was that to Kitty?
Could be.
Could be. But she taught me a number of things that aren't necessarily based in the arts, but just alternative ways of looking at things.
Yeah.
But Kitty taught me things like make something as big as you can, then bring it in. I mean, you can see, because then you have the extremes of like feeling and nuance over just being flat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
I get that.
there's a
Easier
because
to
it,
condense.
yeah, it's easier to condense, because you could be like, okay, what feels a bit too intense? Okay, that comes in this note, this beat, or whatever. And she also, one thing I do because of her, no matter what I do, created, whether it's a new story, a song, or something, I will make a playlist of songs to.
You do.
That's because of Kitty.
He's not talking shit.
He's not talking
I'm
shit.
not talking shit, because it sets a tone for me that I can draw on. But I've also found by doing that, I can feel other layers.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like when, like the play I just wrote is based off one album, which is Absolutely by Dijon. If you haven't listened to it, please go listen to it. It's amazing. But the playlist for the play contains so many other songs that I thought, does this fit here? And
So what?
did.
So does the music make you feel stuff that will make you think of something else?
Yeah, I think I'm
inspire you in another way or whatever.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at hearing a song, seeing a picture or something like that, and finding a story through it, because a story is very important to me.
Yeah.
Hearing a song, something like that, and finding a story from it, and that's what I had when I first heard Absolutely. There was like 10 different storylines that I had in my head. The play, though, that's just the one I went with. I'm stoked to get it off the ground.
That's cool.
I'm so stoked to get it off the ground. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
You better do,
because I've not heard anything yet.
Oh.
But I'm very tempted just to be like, fuck it, and post it on social media. Be like, who wants to make
that's,
this with me?
That's the thing. When you've got a creative sort of product, especially at the moment because you're not relying on it money wise.
Mhm.
You can shelve it. It doesn't
Easy.
matter.
Yeah.
You can bring it back at a later date.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you noticed I was going to say something fucking. How do I book a hairdresser's appointment when she says 19 a.m.? What the fuck do I say back?
19 a.m.
I just want my hair cut. I don't want to
Go for 5
start
p.m.
doing
Go for
fucking-
5 p.m. That's the safe option.
Go for 5 meters. What is the funniest memory we have of each other?
Too hard.
Too hard.
Why is it too hard?
Because every
Every
memory.
I think
Memories
every
funny.
time, every time we go out, there's always some point I'm belly laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
but I think that there are particular stories that do stick out for me, for both of you.
Okay.
I'll say it, and then if you don't want it in the in the episode, I will
It would
cut it
just
out.
be a smash cut.
Yeah, I will cut it out. So if there's like a hard cut here, I've just said a bunch of fuck shit that they don't want in
I'll
public.
say
I think this might be top 10 funniest things I've ever witnessed in my entire
Oh,
life.
I know what you're gonna say.
You know exactly what I'm gonna say. Are you cool
Go
with
for
it?
it.
I
So-
don't. I don't have a clue.
You will when I start telling it.
Kills fucking everyone, bro.
It's such a good story. It's so funny. We were out one time. There was probably about 5 of us out, and we were like beside a forest, and you were with your girlfriend at the time.
Nice.
You were with your girlfriend at the time, and you two wandered off. Someone else pulled me back. Like, no, leave him alone, leave him alone. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So we sat down, and then you come back. You're giggling. I don't know why. She comes back and she's going.
I know it.
And I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? And what you done? As you two will put your heads together.
Yeah, it was cute.
It was cute.
Yeah.
Gone to kiss.
Yeah.
As you gone to kiss, you headbutt her.
Nah, right, okay. So we had our heads together, it was cute, and she was like, oh, this is awkward, isn't it? And I said, no, this will be awkward. So I headbutted her because I was edgy at that point.
Oh my god.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was
For me, it was for me.
this one. I'm really not sure you want on the internet.
Oh, here we go.
With me,
Time to smash cut.
with me, it's almost certainly going to be a fucking cut. Let's be.
So I say this. You don't want to be on the internet. It was in a. I put it in a play I was in.
Oh, fine, easy. Yeah, send it. Go on.
Send it.
So, it was,
know.
you know the story.
Yeah.
It was our first house party.
Oh, okay.
16 years old, just a babe.
Yeah, 16, and it was also the first time you got drunk. And it was
Over 16 years old, they were over 16.
and it was a fancy dress party, and for some reason you decided to come in a fucking shirt and tie.
I had a fucking.
It was fancy dress.
I had
He
no.
was dressed
Right, no,
fancy.
let me lay it down. Let me lay it down. Nah, I am clapped, right?
He was
And
dressed as
Why was
especially,
he trying to prove his point? By saying he's the one
especially
that clapped?
at the time I was clapped. Yeah, I could not pull off Superman because he buffed Daddy.
So you went a Clark Kent.
I went Clark Kent. I
So-
had the Superman shirt
You
underneath.
just took the glasses off, and then that's where you arrived.
No, I had the glasses on.
Did
had,
you?
Yeah, I had the glasses
Oh, my
on.
bad.
You didn't
When
recognise him
when
he
I
had the
arrived,
glasses on. Yeah.
yeah. When I arrived, I had glasses on. I had the shirt and tie, but it was open, and I had the Superman shirt underneath. Yeah. As the night went on, I think she who will not be named stole the glasses. Voldemortacy.
Tell me after.
Huh?
Tell me after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you.
I know.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
I know.
Stole my glasses, whatever, and then I was pissed, and then I don't know what happened after that.
So you looked at me. He was like, Ross, I feel sick. So I was like, okay. I went into the kitchen, grabbed a bowl, came outside, and you were just chatting shit as your head was in the bowl, but your tie fell into the bowl. And I was like, Ben, your tie's in the bowl. You did not hear me. You were just like deaf from your own noise. And I was like, Ben, your tie's in the bowl. You still didn't hear me. Ben, your tie's in the bowl. Still didn't hear me. So I went to move your tie. And as I move your tie, that was the point where you threw up. You threw up all over my hand.
But you got the tie out and it didn't get touched by sick.
It didn't, but my hand did.
It was shielded by his hand,
No,
bro.
I think he like grabbed it and yeeted it out, and then I threw up into his hand.
I think it's the warmest liquid I've ever felt without being burned. And so it looked like spaghetti hoops. It looked like spaghetti
It was
hoops.
spaghetti. I ate spaghetti bolognese. My mum's famous gourmet.
Famous.
Oh, it's so shit. Man. It's not even spaghetti bolognese. It's like you've got peppers and shit in it. It's just the pasta and a mixture of shit. But anyway, I like it. I ate it.
Yeah, it's fair.
So
you threw up your mum's gourmet
Famous.
spaghetti bolognese, famous gourmet
Famous
spaghetti
gourmet,
bolognese
yeah.
all over my hand.
Bellissimo.
I went and washed my hands. Come back down. You were sat by the wall. Someone else had joined us, and
Jaundice.
someone else had joined us. They were very
Oh.
not saying
Oh.
I'm cutting. That. Someone else had joined us. They kept saying about how hungry they were. I won't name the person, but you guys know who it is.
Yeah.
And they looked in your bottle. I was like, "Where'd you get spaghetti hoops from?" Then reached over and tried to drink your sick.
That's so bad.
We stopped them. We stopped them. But
I hate that.
this person was hell bent on drinking your sick. They were hell bent on drinking what had just come out of you.
Oh, fun fact: when I arrived at that party, because I was Superman, and this person they got that I was Superman. We leant on the wall, and the bricks were broken, and it was a hefty
I
chunk.
remember this.
It was
yeah.
a hefty chunk of brick, yeah. Like, it's got those like prism sort of fucking things on top to round it off with. I leant on it and moved it. It dropped. I like caught it and like put it back. And I look up, and this person was like, and because they were already fucking
You took
pissed.
off the glasses and they went, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, no, but they were pissed. They were already gone. Yeah, so they 100% believed that I was the character that I came as. They thought Superman, and they wouldn't let it go. Her mind blown.
You are Superman though.
To be fair.
What with me? Do I not let you fucking laugh or something?
Huh?
Okay, I feel like the thing with me is I don't
joking. If you can't think of it,
I don't think I hold emotion to memories.
That's fair.
And I don't know if that's weird or not. Because like
yes and no.
I remember, like, obviously I know that you guys are funny.
Yeah.
That like,
But there's nothing in your head at the moment that's like
but
specific.
I don't have a memory where I'm like, this is hilarious.
Mhm.
I know that I've been in hilarious situations
Yeah.
and I laugh
Yeah.
like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
I think
to me the
it's
feeling
like that's a
passes.
boring. Yeah.
But then if I get reminded of it, I'm dying.
Yeah.
It's too hard. There's too many times.
There's another one with you.
Oh god, now you're
I know
making
one.
us
I
look
know one
bad.
that is pretty funny.
You actually know what it is.
Oh, God.
No, for you.
Okay. Oh, let me say
Yeah, and
Brandon's.
I'll tell you.
If we cut it out, we cut it out. Okay. Because you're more, I'd say, reserved
Yeah.
than me and Ben. When you say some fuck shit, it is nuts. It's the same with Cade. Cade's very observed. Cade's very reserved. When he says something outrageous, it hits. It was when we were scrolling through Tinder.
This is
It
not
was-
getting in. This is just not getting in.
It was when this girl had fake eyelashes. They were clearly fake, and they were like, fair enough. If she likes it, she likes it, but they were long.
Yeah, if you like fake
remember.
eyelashes, you like
And
fake
you
eyelashes.
turned to me and you said, "I don't want to go with them cum umbrellas."
I remember that.
I'll probably just warn my parents that this is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And-
like for me, one of the funny times with you, like when we were staying down the caravan when we were younger, yeah.
Mhm.
And like the caravan for me is a very special place because I basically grew up there. Like this, where all
Yeah, I know this is going.
my four grandparents, you know, collectively went, and we literally grew up there. All the normal camping sort of stuff, like fires and going for treks and going to the creek. We went to the creek.
Creek.
Crick, not Greek.
The CRIK.
Yeah. We
Crick.
paddling pool, all that shit. And then along the trail, there was this big ass tree where I and my entire fucking family climbed up, and all my siblings and cousins and stuff. We learned to climb up it and all that shit. Took Ross there. He was desperate for a shit.
Oh.
So there's him behind my special tree, deucing a log. Right.
Deucing a log.
Deucing a log.
Do you
Well,
see how
that
long is
phrase.
crazy? That's crazy.
And he fucking shat on the tree. Yeah.
Oh,
Then
no.
he got leaves, I think they're probably dot leaves or whatever, to wipe. And then he fucking got the leaves, wrapped his shit,
As you do.
and
gonna leave it
yeeted it into the river that goes down to the paddling pool. That is like where all my childhood memories are. You shat on my tree and shat in my paddling
He
pool.
shat on your memories.
Imagine
You shat on that.
He shat on his childhood.
Nah. This is at the caravan, the same trip, yeah. My grandparents asked him, "Oh, do you want any cherry pie or
Oh,
whatever?
yeah.
Cherry pie with custard."
I still
And he's
gag
like,
about that
he's
today.
like, nah, I
Still
don't
gag
like
about that
cherries.
shit.
I don't like cherry pie, whatever. But he just wanted custard. Tell your fucking version of events, Rob.
So I'm not a germaphobe. I've done some disgusting shit in my time, but I don't know what it is. I can't share drinks with people. I can't use the same fork. It's disgusting to me. I remember I saw my cousin once share a lollipop with someone else, and it freaked me out. And your nan had asked me, "Do you want any dessert? We have cherry pie." I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't really like cherry pie." She's like, "Oh, we've got custard as well." So I'm like, "Okay, sure, I'll have some custard." So I sit down, eat the custard, then I put the spoon down, but the spoon lands
Bottom
face
side.
down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Face down. You put a face on a spoon.
bevel up. Spoon lands bevel up, yeah. Was it bevel down? The spoon lands
Semantics.
like that.
The
Okay,
spoon lands in
spoon
a
lands
way.
like that, and there's a cherry on the other side of the spoon. It's been pressed in
Oh, I hate that.
with someone's tongue,
Stop.
and to this day,
He holds a grudge.
R.I.P. Nanny Pat. R.I.P. Nanny Pat.
You hold a grudge against my nanny Pat. You indirectly
Yeah, but
kissed my dead nan.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know whose it was. I don't know whose spoon it was. I don't know
Oh.
whether she left it there because he can use that one, saves washing up. I don't know whether it was just there by
it was an
accident.
She wouldn't have done that. She wouldn't have.
You're great.
Do you guys want some of that, by the way? There's chicken dal there, some rice there. You can have some.
After this, 100% yes.
In my black man.
No, my nan wouldn't have done that on purpose.
Hope
But
not.
my nan did do some wild shit, bro. She was a tea leaf. She would steal from every holiday she went. She'd come home. She wouldn't need to buy any fucking shampoo and conditioner. She just nicked it off whatever ship she went on. Or
I feel
whatever.
like that's normal though.
Yeah.
She
that's
went
fair.
extra with it. No, she went extra with it.
They're there to take. That's why they're little.
They are, but why'd she come home with some of the stuff she came home with? She come home with towels.
That's a bit much.
Just come over the
That's a bit
TV.
much.
I wouldn't be. Yeah, I wouldn't
The
be surprised.
ironing board.
She was.
I
She
used
was wild.
I used to do this thing where every time I go to an Indian restaurant, I'd steal the napkin because every Indian
They've
restaurant
got some quality napkins.
They do.
though.
I'd steal that, and that's what I bought one of those to school for people to sign instead of my shirt because my mum wouldn't let me sign the shirt,
Okay.
so I bought in one of the Indian napkins.
Yeah.
I still have that upstairs somewhere. Do you have a favorite hospital?
Certainly not.
I wrote that down. Yeah.
Certainly not. Sue me. Killed my nan.
You
Can't do this a bit late now.
a bit late.
She's already dead.
You paying your respects.
Mhm.
Okay. No, I don't have a favourite hospital.
I've got a shit story.
Okay.
So
Is it a terrible story or a story about shit?
the story
No,
about
you
shit.
know it's a story about shit.
It might be a terrible story, but I think it's funny, so I'm going to say. We were in a biology GCSE final.
Stop shitting, man.
I think it was biology GCSE final, right?
No.
And my stomach starts making funny noises. So I get bugged out because for some reason it sounded like words at some point, and I didn't want like the invigilator. Yeah. I didn't want the invigilators to walk past and think I was like talking to someone. I didn't want that to happen, and then so I was like struggling all the way through. I was very tempted to put my hand up and be like, I need to go to the toilet. I got through the exam, but then they stopped the exam. Usually they're like, they go from the middle. I was in the middle. They go from the middle outwards. Not this time.
Nah,
They went from inside in.
mix it up.
So they were this row, this row, this row, this row, and then I legged it. And everyone's like, "Oh, how did the exam go? This question. What do you think about this?" And
You're
like, I can't. I've shut the fuck up. I need to go shit. So I ran down, and I think I've lost
on the top floor.
top
Mm.
floor, and I think I lost memories from that shit. Like I gave half of my life with that. It was crazy.
Ended up just a costume of a man.
Oh. And then
Do you get the cold sweats?
yeah.
It's bad, isn't it?
Oh, it was bad. And then all of a sudden the door's being kicked in. Like, what the fuck? The door, like, oi, David! Like, it's Ross. Like, oh, hey Ross. And he like climbed over the door.
Oh,
And I was having a conversation. I won't tell who this person was. I was having a conversation with this person as I was shitting. That's my story.
That's his story.
I hate that. There were so many times at school because I hated toilets at school.
They
The
were
only
vile.
toilets I would use, and it was in like a fucking emergency situation. You know, code red,
Brown.
code brown,
Red for me.
red for you. Red.
Code like black, green, and red.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Mine's code normal consistency and
Code for me.
I would use student services toilets.
Yeah.
But that was very dire. But most of the time, I'd not, and I'd wait till I go home. So every time I'd be walking home, I'd be walking like got one. And then when I got home, I would nuke that toilet.
Walking like Gokwan.
Yeah, no, it's bad, bro. I busted down on that toilet, bro. It genuinely, it was
I busted down on it.
it was genuinely like I've just been run over, shot, and stabbed. Yeah, and then someone's came over and given me a healing potion. That's how it felt. That's how it felt.
What is that?
It was like I'm on death doors. To then he's about to shit.
That was the draw.
That was you.
That was
That was you. Own it. I apologise sincerely. That was the draw.
Okay.
There's so many. There's just too many examples of where I'm about to die, like desperate for shit, and then it just
What's your ideal date?
ideal date.
Yeah.
Well, my ideal date is anywhere that's like you go, you have a great time, but it's not long, really long, but not really short. It's like short enough where you could go home and have a shit.
You want a medium date?
Yeah, so it's not I'm
His
desperate
IBS
for a shit.
Runs his life.
My IBS runs mad. I don't have the runs. I do have the runs.
Is your IBS like diarrhea or constipation, or does it
no,
ebb and flow?
no, but no. So imagine perfectly healthy shits.
Just constant.
Except it really hurts. Like you get so much like gas and pain. You need to go.
You got PMS.
I don't know.
Okay.
What's your
Just
shit
say-
like?
just
Just say sorry.
What's your ideal date?
We didn't even answer the question, bro. I just said a date that's short enough and
Date
long
where
enough
you
where you
can
can enjoy
shit
it,
after.
but you can go for a shit and not be in pain.
Yeah, that's your ideal date.
A worst date for me is going all the way to London, spending the day in London, then going to concerts, and stuff, and then getting back really late. That's like entire day with no shit. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm afraid it's not.
I think you'd hate having a date at the factory, the porridge factory.
Yeah.
It's a weird date.
I do like porridge though.
I love porridge.
Honest, if
love
that'd
porridge.
be a good date to be fair.
Porridge factory.
Porridge factory where they
Porridge
gave you
factory.
taste testers of different porridges like apple,
That's romantic.
strawberry, raspberry. I don't give a
Or it's
fuck.
just eating porridge.
Okay, your first date maybe not, but if you're already dating, that'd be
sure,
sick,
okay.
bro.
Yeah,
That'd be so
I'd go to a
good.
porridge
Oh, I'd
factory.
go for a porridge.
I had
What is
porridge
this?
today.
What is this conversation?
It's a good
Is
conversation.
there any other questions that Shannon specifically asked?
Yeah. But what's your ideal date first?
Why don't something where we're just both comfortable.
Mhm.
Like I don't want to. Well,
Sensible answer.
ideal date is probably go out to eat, get maybe pizza. I wouldn't
Something a
mind
bit low-key.
ordering in. Yeah, just low key.
For a first date, you can't really
Maybe-
order in unless you know them already.
Yeah, but
That's true. Yeah, go out to
Safety
eat.
/ expectations, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll just go. Just hang out in a cafe. Just somewhere where I can get to know them.
You're very cafe kind of.
I'm a cafe.
wee cafe.
Well, I'm a coffee like 2, 3.
But you're
Well,
an
I'm a-
experience of the coffee / cafe.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
like yeah. It's a vibe.
I respect it.
Why are you?
I'm probably quite similar to you. Like I feel like we could go to a fancy place, but then I'd have to contrast that with something else. Like we go for like dinner at some really fancy place, but then we go to Five Guys.
Yeah.
Something. Not the Five Guys I'm gonna shit myself outside of. No, actually that place because that's a funny story to tell.
Okay.
But also like I like I said before, I get really bad imposter syndrome.
I was thinking my ideal date would have to be to doing an activity like mini golf or go-karting or something, and then getting a drink. Food, I think, for the first date, if you're not comfortable with them, for me, because I have issues, it wouldn't be eating on the front because I find it uncomfortable. It's like if you ate and you're not entirely comfortable, what if you had something in your teeth? They're like the first date is a very big first impression type thing. So for me, eating wouldn't be necessarily first date unless I already know them.
If someone was put off, if I went on a first date with someone and we were eating, and they were getting on with me, and we liked each other, and then they made me smile, and there was a bit of something in my teeth, and then they got put off. I did not want that person.
No.
I mean, yeah,
I don't want that person.
No.
That's why I do shit.
for
'Cause sorry,
normal, that's fine. But
Yeah.
some people have little icks, don't they?
that's why I do shit because
Pet
like
peeves.
if I find it funny, I want the person I'm with to find it funny too.
Yeah.
Therefore, I do it. And if they don't find it funny, that's not someone I can spend like a lot of time with. You know what I mean? But I also feel like a good date for me would be like exploring an abandoned building. That'd be such a cool
That's
date.
cool.
Not necessarily the first date,
Yeah,
One
maybe not
hundred
first
percent
date.
not the first date.
but like that'd be such a cool idea.
That's cool.
that's not even just a good date idea. That's just a cool hangout.
We should
I feel
do
like a lot
that.
of definitely a lot of dates when they're not the first date, but a lot of dates are cool if they're good hangouts with friends anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hang out with your friend,
hang out with a friend that you want to fuck.
Yep.
Later on,
pretty much.
or at the same time, or now.
Or
No,
right now,
right now.
please.
Right now, abandoned building is probably not the best place for that.
Tetanus.
Tetanus, yeah.
Tetanus titties.
Tetanus titties. Yeah.
It's a weird flavour.
I'm hungry, guys.
I'm also hungry.
God, is that why you wanted to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Eat some of this.
Okay, this question is not going to help. This is our wrap it up question. I apologize, Shan. We didn't get through everything,
It's okay, Shannon.
but we can always talk about it when we have your episode. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So this question I think is my favorite.
Okay.
Oh
Oh no.
What's the seasoning staple for every meal? For you.
Well, the obvious ones: salt and pepper.
But yeah, I love black pepper. I put black pepper on
But-
everything.
There's this. I do chips in the air fryer because they're amazing.
Air
right?
fryer is
You get the
Stokely.
crispy outside,
Ninja.
fluffy, fluffy inside, right? And then this chip seasoning has got like paprika. I think Cajun seasoning. It's amazing. That's a
Good, yeah.
staple. Any meal that has chips in it, that goes in it. I like paprika. I like smoked paprika.
I'm a big
Some
garlic.
chicken.
I'm basic. I like garlic.
I love garlic.
Love
garlic,
Smoked
garlic.
paprika on eggs.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good. You do a fried egg.
Yeah.
This is not a round off question. Food is
No, but still, it's
That's
like
good.
Next
get
episode
there,
that
we'll
we're
get
in, we're talking
there.
about
Yeah,
food.
yeah. Part 2. Don't season it whilst it's like still runny,
Okay.
but once it's cooked a little, then season it with salt, pepper, chili flakes, and smoked paprika. God, it's good.
Yes.
I like just like toast and a fried egg in a sandwich. It's so good.
Tabasco on eggs. Good. Good.
Ooh, speaking of that, Sainsbury's don't do it anymore, which pissed me off.
How dare you?
They do a spicy sriracha ketchup, which is probably not too far off the Tabasco
That's cool.
line. I had that on a fried egg sandwich with some rocket. Crazy. It was so good.
I made burgers with obviously salt and pepper on it, but I mixed in garlic granules. And then we've had like, it's not, I know it's not a seasoning, but like we've had pesto on
The
burgers.
pesto burgers were good.
With mozzarella.
We cook a lot, man. We cook a
I
lot,
like
man.
it.
It's fun.
Because my nan says that she'd just be like, "Oh yeah, I just eat to eat because I need it to survive." So maybe it's just like sustenance. Yeah, maybe it's just like an older generation. They don't really appreciate getting enjoyment from food because it's just a necessity.
Yeah,
to them.
I mean, I get it. It's like, cause it's like growing up, and like we've felt it as well. We have to have what we have here because it's here, and I get that people are on a budget. And I understand that, but I do like splashing out from time to time to have a nuts meal.
Especially, one thing I really need to try and want to try with you guys is Domino's, but you get fillings and you wrap it. I know it's hard because I think they cut it, don't they?
You can ask them not to. My brother did it once.
That's true, but that like making either a wrap or a sandwich or something out of the Domino's.
You can call it the
Domino's sandwich.
Saturated fat spliff.
Okay. Okay.
Cholesterol
tube.
Cholesterol tube. Cholesterol tube. Cholesterol tube. Where are you going?
Oh.
And how are you getting there? Cholesterol tube. Cholesterol tube. Cholesterol tube. On my way to dying.
My mum has pre-diabetes. Yeah. I'm
Nice.
happy in general.
Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for doing. Thank you for being the experiment. Obviously, this is the 3rd episode.
We were
It is the
batch
first
test.
episode we've recorded.
Batch test.
Yeah, batch.
Batch.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
Just hate. And drop personas. Yeah, I'm still recording.
Nah.
Calm. We'll head out. What'd you say? I'm a bounce. I'll catch you in a bit, yeah. Yo. I got your headphones. Do you want me to put them in the back?
oh shit, yeah. I told you I'd forget them.
It's all good. I usually forget my shit anyway. All good, yeah? Yeah. Thanks for staying, by the way. Appreciate it. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah. I was nervous at first.
Yeah, same.
So, are we meeting? What's happening?
I think we're picking up Ben and meeting Shannon there.
Like at Heavenly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume that's the plan. I didn't need to be.